My son found me on the bathroom floor 3 years ago. The next morning, he was on his computer before I'd even had my coffee, looking up nursing homes, making phone calls, setting up tours. He wasn't being cruel, he was scared. But scared people make fast decisions. And the nursing home business knows that. The big chains, the social workers who hand you one brochure, the doctors who sign off without asking real questions. They all count on families being scared. That's how they fill the beds. I'm 91 years old, Akron, Ohio, retired postal clerk, 33 years. I'm still in my own house, and the woman who saved me is in the next room right now, arguing about the thermostat. Her name's Helen. She likes it at 71. I like it at 74. We have not moved that dial in 3 years. I'm going to tell you 5 ways seniors in this country are staying out of nursing homes. Real ways, with real numbers. One of them saves over $60,000 a year. One of them I'm living right now. And every single one of them was kept quiet from me when I needed to know. Stay with me, because the first one starts with a napkin. My son took me on 3 nursing home tours that week. I walked into the first one and I smelled it before I saw it. That smell. Bleach over something else. Something underneath it that bleach doesn't cover. Fluorescent lights. Shared rooms. A woman in the hallway grabbed my hand, grabbed it hard, and she said, "Take me home." A stranger. She didn't know me. She was just asking anybody. Then they slid the papers across the desk. $8,400 a month. Shared room in Ohio. My husband and I paid $47,000 for this whole house in 1973. I sat in the car afterward and I cried. Not because of the fall, because of that woman's hand, and because my son was already on the phone setting up the next tour. And nobody, not the social worker, not the lady at the front desk, not one person in that whole building, nobody said there was any other way, because they didn't want me to know there was. They wanted me to sign. That's when I said no, and that's when I started learning what they don't tell you. Number 1, the one I'm living. 2 weeks after the fall, I was having coffee with Helen at church. We'd both been widowed. She'd been alone 4 years. I'd been alone 14. And she said it just like it was nothing. What if we just lived together, like college, but slower? I laughed. Then I stopped laughing. Then I said, "Helen, write that down." We wrote it on a napkin. I still have it. A month later, we had it done properly. It's called a shared housing agreement. There's a program called Home Share that helps you set it up, and most states have something like it. Costs about $200. They can even match you with someone if you don't have a Helen of your own. They help you write the rules. Who pays what? What happens if one of you gets sick? How you end it if it's not working. Helen and I split the groceries. We split the utilities. We split a part-time aide who comes 2 mornings a week and helps us both with the things that are hard now. The total for both of us, aid and all, about $1,900 a month. That's what 1 week costs in that nursing home my son toured. And you know what? Nobody on those tours told me this was an option. Not the social worker, not the admissions lady. It's a legal program. There's a phone number you can call. And they acted like it didn't exist, because they don't get paid when I live with Helen. They only get paid when I move into their building. Number 2, and this one I couldn't believe when I heard it. My neighbor Doris, 86 years old, widowed, lives on the corner. She rents out her upstairs bedroom to a nursing student, a girl named Kayla, 23 years old. Doris charges her $300 a month. That's it, in Cleveland, for a bedroom. Kayla's paying what her friends pay for a storage unit. In exchange, Kayla has to be home by 10 most nights. She can't stay over at a friend's place without telling Doris first. It's all in writing. And if Doris falls at 2 in the morning, someone is right upstairs. Someone who's training to be a nurse. The program's called Nesterly. Look it up. But you don't even need a program. You can just call the nursing school yourself. Call the social work department. Call the physical therapy program at the community college. Those kids need cheap rent. They'll take the deal. Every nursing student in this country would take a deal like that. And nobody's telling seniors it's an option, because nobody makes money when 2 strangers help each other. Stay with me. The next one I didn't even know was legal until my cousin in Columbus did it. Number 3, the backyard house. My cousin Patricia, her daughter built a little house in the backyard, 400 square feet, her own front door, her own kitchen, her own bathroom. The main house is 20 feet away. Patricia told me this, and I want you to hear it the way she said it. Ginny, I can hear my grandbabies laughing from my kitchen window, and I can close my door when I've had enough of them. That's the whole thing. Family close by, and a door that closes. They're called ADUs. That stands for Accessory Dwelling Unit. Fancy name for a small house in the backyard. And here's the part that's going to make you angry. Your state probably changed the laws in the last 5 years to make these easier to build. California did it, Oregon did it, Washington did it, Florida and Texas are making it easier every year. Ohio's catching up. Your city voted on this, and it didn't make the news. Nobody told you. They cost $80,000 to $150,000 to build. I know that sounds like a lot, but that's 10 months in a nursing home. 10 months. And after 10 months in the nursing home, your family owns nothing. After the backyard house, your family owns a house. Who benefits when you don't know this? The same people who handed my son that $8,000 bill. Most people stop watching around here. Don't, because the next one sounds crazy, and it made me laugh out loud when my friend Marion showed me the math. Number 4, the cruise ship. Marion from church, widowed 6 years. She came to me one day with a spreadsheet, an actual spreadsheet. Marion was an accountant for 40 years. She doesn't play around with numbers. Her assisted living quote here in Akron, $6,200 a month, shared dining room, bingo most afternoons, same hallway every day for the rest of her life. A long-term cabin on a cruise ship, balcony, all meals, cleaning twice a week, a doctor on board, shows every single night, and a new country out the window most mornings, about $4,500 a month. She did the math twice, thought she'd made a mistake. She hadn't. She's been doing it 2 years, 34 countries. Her old nursing home quote, "Same hallway every day." Look up residential cruising. That's when you live on a cruise ship long term, not just a week at a time. Companies like Storylines and Villa V do it now. It's a real industry. I'll tell you honest, it's not for everyone. You need to be healthy enough to get around. You need to handle being away from family. But if you can, do the math yourself before somebody else does the math for you and decides you can't. Number 5, the one my husband would have loved. My husband Frank was in a lodge, Moose Lodge, knew those men 50 years. After he died, 6 of them, all widowers, all rattling around in empty houses alone. They pooled their money, bought a big old farmhouse in rural Pennsylvania. Together, it's called senior cohousing. There are about 165 of these communities in the United States right now. Almost every state has one. You can find them at cohousing.org. Some are religious, some aren't. There's one in Oakland, California that's Black women over 60. They built it themselves. They make their own rules. No corporate office telling them when dinner is. Those 6 men eat dinner together every Sunday. They take turns driving each other to doctor appointments. One of them had a stroke last year. You know what happened? Nobody moved him out. They figured it out together. They held the line. That's what community used to mean. And I'm telling you, it still exists. You just have to look for it because nobody's going to put a brochure in your hand. I still turn the porch light on every night. Used to be for Frank when he worked second shift at the plant. I'd leave it on so he could see the steps coming up the walk. Now it's for Helen, in case she's out checking the mail after dark and needs to find her way back. That's what all 5 of these have in common, every single one. It's not about money. It's not about square footage. It's not about medical plans or aids or wheelchair ramps. It's about somebody noticing if your light isn't on. So let me say this plain, because I don't have time to be polite about it. When somebody falls, the phone calls start, the panic starts, and then the first person shows up with a brochure. They feel like the hero. They save the day. The doctor signs off fast. The social worker hands you one option. Your adult child is scared and grateful somebody is giving them an answer. Don't let them. There is time. I just gave you 5 other ways. There are more. Call your church. Call the nursing school. Call the cousin you haven't talked to in 5 years. Call the lodge. Call the neighbor whose husband just died. Ask. The worst thing they can say is no. The worst thing that happens if you don't ask. I saw her face 3 years ago in that hallway. She grabbed my hand and she asked a stranger to take her home. I'll never forget her as long as I live. 91 years old, still in my own house, still arguing about the thermostat with Helen. That's what fighting looks like.